All right. Yesterday, I gave you the basic information of I want to find a vertex of a graph. And so yesterday, we had our x equals negative b over 2a. And that was how I found the x value of a graph. And then you plugged your x value into your equation, and then you solve for y. And the y value finished off the vertex. It gave us the full x comma y, and we knew that our axis of symmetry is the same as my x value of my vertex. It's the dotted line that cuts my parabola in half. So today we're doing very much the same thing, except we're going to make a full table of values. Yesterday we were able to do sometimes a shortcut. So now let's talk about the up and down. Smile and frown. Negative x squared. Is this going to open upward or downward? Downward, because this negative, it's a negative a negative number in front. So you're going to put down, and then you'll draw a little picture so that you just remind your brain of what the downward parabola looks like. Number 2, y equals 2x squared minus 4. Upward, this 2 is positive. Upward is that smile, upward direction. Number 3, tell someone at your table. Number 3, is it up or down? Number 3. Good. So, negative 3 is downward. All right, come back to me. Thank you. On my bullet points, these are what we call like the basic information, the most important parts. If A is positive, we just did that. The parabola opens upward. If A is negative, you know how it's like ax squared plus bx plus c. Either y equals or f of x equals. If A is negative, the parabola opens downward. The vertex has a coordinate of negative b over 2a. That's how I find the x value. Negative b over 2a. The axis of symmetry, that's my dotted line. X equals, and it's going to be the number. The first number of my vertex. That's my axis of symmetry. And I would write it as x equals 2, x equals 0. The y-intercept is my c value in standard form, the number at the very end. So here's some bullet points. Step 1, step 2, step 3. The graph of y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. You're never going to have a 0 x squared. Is a parabola. The steps are find the vertex, x equals negative b over 2a, and then plug x into your equation. So I do the vertex. Negative b over 2a is going to tell me the x value. And then I plug my x into the equation to find y. Number 2, pick numbers smaller and larger than the vertex. For your table of values. So step 2 is the table of values. Step 3 is graphing it. Graph your points. And it should make a parabola. But step 4 would be just like check that my parabola is symmetrical. Like it, the left side matches the right side. We talked about this a little bit last week, but when a parabola opens upward, it has let me get a different color. It has a bottom out point, a minimum point. See how it's like this low point right there? And if it opens downward, it has this top where it's like the highest it can go is right there. That's called a maximum. So what we're going to do is we have 3 problems that we're going to do for notes right now. I'm going to do negative b over 2a for every single one of them because I need to find my vertex. So let's go to example 1. X squared minus 2x minus 3. I'm going to do negative 2 because a is 1, b is negative 2, c is negative 3 over 2 times 1. Negative b over 2a. X equals negative b over 2a. Simplify it out. Work it out. Negative 2 is just 2. 2 over 2 is 1. So my vertex is going to have a 1 comma, I don't know. I didn't give you enough space. Sorry about that. You'll have to find room somewhere. If my x value is 1, I need to plug the 1 into the x value, my equation. X squared minus 2x. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. 1 squared minus 2 times 1. That's going to be my y. Y equals 1 minus 2 minus 3. How easy. 1 minus 2 minus 3. One minus 2 minus 3. What is 1 minus 2 minus 3?
Negative 4.
Oh, okay. Negative 1 minus 3, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 4 is my vertex. I'm going to put that in the middle of my table of values. And I'm putting a special box around it to show you that this is the middle point, which we call the vertex. The vertex is where the curve happens, and I've got numbers to the left of it and to the right of it. Step 2 up above says, pick numbers smaller and larger than my vertex. What is a number that's less than negative 1? I'm going to go in order. Keep thinking. The number that's right below negative 1 is, negative 2. I'm sorry. I was thinking up, sorry. Yes, you're right. Good job. What is a number that's right above negative 1? That's what my brain was confused. I'm going in order. I'm not skipping around. I'm not going to pick 5. I'm not going to pick 18. I'm keeping it small and easy. So, now we plug it in. I'm going to set it all up for you, but you need to be responsible for actual, like, doing the math. X squared minus 2x minus 3. Negative 3 squared minus 2 times negative 3 minus 3. Negative 2 squared minus 2 times negative 2 minus 3. So I'm doing all the math for x squared minus 2x minus 3. Negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1 minus 3. And 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. So go ahead, do all that math, get your y values. Okay, do them. Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. It's just one. I think I made a big mistake. Because look at my vertex. It's supposed to be 1, negative 4, and I put negative 1. Maybe that's why my brain didn't like it when you guys kept saying negative 2, because, okay, let's see. It's fine. I'm going to do, I can still do this. The points will still work. Obviously, I could make negative 18 be an ordered pair, but I just have a huge, it'd be off the graph. 4 plus 4 minus 3. 0. Negative 3. 1. We already did that one. I guess I could do, yeah, I just need to do my best here. All right. 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 3. 4 minus 4 minus 3. All right, so I'm going to plot these points, even though I wrote the wrong thing down, which is just so great that it's on video. Haha. Oh, well. 1, negative 4. 0, negative 3. 2, negative 3. Okay. It is still in the shape of a parabola. So, my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 1. And we can be done with it there. I'm going to move on to the next problem. And I will be writing down my vertex correctly going forward. Okay. Now I'm asking you for a bunch more information. I want the vertex. I want the axis of symmetry. I want to know whether it's a max or a min, which we just talked about. Opens up or down. Okay, I could answer that question first. Let's do it. X squared plus 2. You guys, does that open up or down? Upward. So just put up. The y-intercept is always my c value. My c value is 2. 0, 2. A equals 1. C equals 2. B equals 0. There is no B. Let me zoom in on this. Okay. Vertex, negative b over 2a. Negative 0 over 2 times 1. It's 0. So if my x equals 0, I now need to find y. I find y by plugging this x into... So, y equals x squared plus 2. 0 squared plus 2. Y equals 2. My vertex of 0, 2 is going to still go in the middle. I wrote it correctly. I didn't make any mistakes this time. All right. Pick points smaller than 0. Negative 1, negative 2. Pick points bigger than 0. 1 and 2. Just go in order. So, negative 1 squared plus 2. Negative 2 squared plus 2. 1 squared plus 2. 2 squared plus 2. All right, and you're just working through it. I need 5 points. 4 plus 2. And look how everything matches up because it's a parabola. 3 and 3. 6 and 6. It's like that because it's symmetrical. The left side is the same as the right side. My axis of symmetry, well, let's graph it first, and then I'll look at my axis of symmetry. So go ahead and graph it ahead of me. You don't need my help to graph. Don't just copy off my paper. Plot those points. Negative 2, 6. Negative 1, 3. 0, 2. Oh, that's my y-intercept, by the way. 0, 2. Over 1, up 3. Over 2, up 6. The y-intercept this time is the vertex. It's not always like that. My axis of symmetry cuts down the middle and makes the left side equal to the right side. X equals 0. It's the same number as the vertex leading X. Does this have a max or a min? It has a top point, the top up, it like can't go any higher? Or just have a low point, it can't go any lower? Can't go any lower. This is called a minimum. Okay, we're only doing number 2. And then I'm going to do one problem in the homework. So number 2, x equals negative 4 over 2 times 2. Negative b over 2a. Yeah? Work on this without me. Go ahead and start. Yeah. No, look at the board. Last page. So, what'd you get for the x value, guys? Tell me. Negative 1? 4 over 4. 1. And then I have to plug in. I have no room to do that. 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 minus 1. 2 minus 4 minus 1. Negative 2 minus 1. Negative 3? Is that it? You guys agree?
Yeah.
That goes dead center in the middle. I pick values that are higher than it and lower than it. I can answer some questions right now. Does it open upward or downward?
Downward.
You look right after the equal sign. This is a positive 2. Upward. So right up. The y-intercept is the c. What's the c? Yep. Up. Y-intercept 0, comma negative 1. Axis of symmetry is the same as my first number of my vertex, 1. I could do that. Okay, now, what's a number less than 1? 0 and negative 1. Okay. And then you pick 2 numbers that are bigger than 1. In order, just easy. And plug it in. Go ahead. She's like trying. You're not trying. All right. What'd you get when you had x of negative 1? What's y?
5.
2 plus 4 minus 1. 5. When you had 0, what'd you get? Negative 1. It's negative 1. Are you for sure doing like 2 times 4 first? Like the 2 squared, 4. I don't want you to be going from left to right. You have to do the exponent first. Okay. Oh my gosh, they match up again. 2 times 9 minus 12 minus 1. 18 minus 12 minus 1. Of course they match up because this is a symmetrical shape. So you're going to have the same thing on the left as you do on the right. So plot your points. -1, 5. 0, -1. 1, -3. 2, -1. 3, up 5. It's the shape of a parabola. Oh, is it a max or a min?
Yes.
If you don't know, you look at the shape and say, does it have a bottom lowest point, or does it have a top highest point? The curve is lowest point. This is a minimum. Minimum. Okay, so you are skipping this middle page. Look on the board. It says last page, 1 through 4 with key features. That's this. I want to see everybody do number 1. Y equals just x squared. This is the page you're doing for homework. No confusion, no I forgot. Showing your work in your table of values, or else you will not get credit.